YouTube star Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, has so much money in his hands that at this point, it looks like he's enjoying the side quests life has to offer him. From making chocolate factories to hosting insane games, the 24-year-old is living every person's dream. Though making these videos does cost a lot of money. Along with his pricey giveaways, we'll be looking into his top 6 most expensive videos. Number 6. First up, his chocolate factory. Donaldson was inspired by the famous Willy Wonka and his chocolate factory and decided to build his very own replica. Stay tuned, because this isn't the only replica of a set he's made. The YouTuber managed to make a chocolate river, a marshmallow room, candy furniture, and much more. But this was considered to be one of his worst investments yet. He challenged a group of people in a competition to win their very own chocolate factory. But there was a catch. Towards the end, he warned the finalists that maintaining this factory would cost you around $100,000 a year. You could buy a Tesla with that much money. The special guest appearance by Master Chef Gordon Ramsay wouldn't have been cheap either. A chef like that would ask a huge amount for a minute of his time, worsening Jimmy's expenses. Even the winner of the challenge decided to cash in the factory and take home $500,000 instead. A huge mistake on Jimmy's part, because now he doesn't know what to do with this chocolate disaster. Number 5. Second, anything that can fit in this shape. This series is probably the one that got the young philanthropist the most attention. The reason we consider it to be expensive is because it involves him going to a random store, be it a Walmart or GameStop, and tapes a random shape on the floor. He then goes up to a stranger or friend and challenges them to place whatever they can find at the store, make it fit in the given space, and he'll pay for all of it. People go bonkers with this one, running around the store and knocking things over, trying to find the most valuable items they would need. In one video, a player gathered 5 PS5s. Who needs that many? The total bill for everything can go from $10,000 to around $50,000. A really fun to watch challenge for sure, and it really helps those who struggle making ends meet. Number 4. Next up, Circles and Extreme Tag. A 2-part series where contestants first had to stay within a circle for as long as they could. Sounds easy, right? If only winning a grand prize of $500,000 was that simple. This was no ordinary challenge, because each day, Jimmy came up with new ways to make this even harder for the players. The main challenge was making the circle smaller each day. But don't worry, they did have bathroom stalls. Phew, but sleeping conditions weren't really the best, because we just know that fake grass must have been itchy. 100 contestants started and 10 remained after 12 long days. Sometimes, losers were luckier than the winners, because those who left the circle were rewarded with cars, cash prizes, iPhones, and more. Not a bad way to go after losing $500,000. The second part of this adventure was an extreme game of tag where players had to outrun Jimmy at the Bristol Motor Speedway, a gigantic playground for the YouTuber and his team. This lasted over a day because at first, the players treated this like a game of hide and seek, until Jimmy raised the stakes and allowed the game to take place only on the motorway. In the end, a player named Lincoln won and took home the grand prize. Losers of this game were also awarded cash prizes of $10,000, with a runner-up getting a brand new car too. With all the cash prizes, cars, food, which included fancy dishes like filet mignon, Beast probably spent around $1 million in total. Number 3. And now, the $1 million prizes. To think crazy shopping sprees and giving losers $10 grand each wasn't enough, Jimmy has actually hosted more than one game and challenges to win $1 million. You heard that right. He's done this at least 3 different times. Judging on how generous he is, he probably gave the losers a huge wad of cash, meaning 3 different videos could sum up over $3 million. And no, the YouTuber doesn't limit these competitions to just his subscribers and strangers he meets at stores. He involved other influencers like Logan Paul, Zach King, and more in a classic game of hide and seek. And when we say classic, you just know there's going to be a MrBeast twist in it one way or the other. The 5-part competition was a bunch of last twos, where the contestants had to be the last ones to do what was asked. Beast started off with a last one to fall wins, and rented out one of the arenas from American Ninja Warrior, already adding on to the $1 million bill. Losers were rewarded cash prizes and more, as expected from the $1 million man himself. The second part was a last one to stop swinging wins contest, and players had to swing back and forth for a very, very long time. Wow, Jimmy is really clever with these games, isn't he? How can he turn something so simple to a bizarre and entertaining competition that could last hours and even days? So for the next part, players had to be the last one sitting on a toilet. Yeah, okay, we take that back. Don't worry, because this video too was filled with twists and turns to make this one even harder. Were phones allowed here? Because if so, that contest would have been a piece of cake. And lastly, the conclusion to this mega race was the good old last one to take their hand off wins. This too took place in another location, and we think MrBeast was probably second guessing his life choices at this point. In the end, a very lucky follower went home $1 million richer. Number 2. Next, the Squid Game Arena. We're all aware of the hit Netflix show that took over social media last year. Yes, we're talking about Squid Game, and the 24-year-old wanted to do something different for his his next giveaway. He managed to build an exact replica of the entire show. That's right, MrBeast did not hold back this time and built every single set from the show to give a real-life experience, from the red light green light doll to the giant piggy bank that was hanging from the ceiling of the dorm room. 456 contestants competed in all the games and challenges from the show to win $456,000. But wait, why is this number 2 on the list if the prize money is less than $500,000? Well, building this set was not cheap at all. It cost Jimmy a huge sum of around $3.5 million. Kinda defeats the entire purpose of the show, doesn't it? This even brought criticism online where people claimed that MrBeast was exploiting the show for his own good. But in the end, it worked out for the philanthropist, and the video got over 250 million views on YouTube. Number 1. Lastly, his biggest video yet. Recently, the YouTube star reached a huge milestone in the number of subscribers on his channel, which we assume is probably his average expense when going out grocery shopping at a gas station. 100 million subscribers called for a toast and a celebration, which led to Jimmy making his biggest and most expensive video yet. Now, what could possibly be more than $1 million cash prize, a Squid Game set, or even $100,000 ice cream? Well, at just 24, he bought his very own island for over $800,000. Hey, we know that's not $1 million, but an entire private island all to yourself is worth way more than that. This isn't the first time he's done this, though. His first island giveaway cost him $734,000, and what makes this time so special, with a $sign instead of the letter S, is that he also had 2 different customized ships as part of the contest. Oh, and there were more contestants, and you know how generous Jimmy is to the losers. That's right, since the theme was 100, he gathered 100 subscribers to compete for the massive private island, and this property had it all: a swimming pool, a cabin, cave, hut, and much more. Who wouldn't want their very own paradise on Earth? So, about the customized ships, Jimmy had his very own pirate ship, and also another miniature Squid Game set on another boat. He really liked that show, didn't he? In the end, Donaldson gave away a huge prize to one contender who found the hidden YouTube play button and won the last challenge. What a way to celebrate subscribers in 9 figures. Once again, all these videos are available on YouTube, and if you subscribe to his channel, you may end up in one of his videos competing for a huge prize. That's a wrap for this video. What would you do if you won a ton of cash or even a whole island all to yourself? Let us know in the comments below. As always, leave a like and hit the subscribe button below to see more of our content. We'll catch you in the next one.